Hey Cancer, and welcome to your tarot love reading. And I just want to express to you Cancers how awesome you are. I know you love to hear that, right? Especially when you've been watching tarot all day and finding out all the important things about your person, right? Getting your satisfaction filled by those tarot readings. That's what brings you back on a daily basis to watch tarot, right? It's find more about a person over there. But mind you, what I'm seeing, I think a lot of you that are watching tarot right now, Gemini, are what you put that label on as being a twin flame. Because it's showing up in your first card here. No, it's just a label, mind you. So there's a lot of labels out there that can apply to that connection. And I use the word connection, right? So what am I on about with this, Gemini? Why are you watching tarot, Gemini? Like I say, you can even see in the corner here how you're showing up in your own reading. I just pointed it to it, right? This card right here. You know, how does that relate to me as a Gemini? Let me pull out the card for you. Traditionally, this is the Magician card, right? And what I'm seeing is that candle, right? It's lit on both ends, right? And you as Cancers are all about your emotions, right? And fire is all about passion. And a lot of you Cancers really value your emotions, right? That's why the Ace of Cups is also showing up there. Cups are all about emotions, right? And you're always constantly feeling and expressing emotions, right? That's what you highly value about yourself, Cancers, is your empowerment of emotions. In fact, you're probably the sign that resonates most in that energy. And yeah, emotions can be very empowering, but it also can be very disempowering. Meaning that if our emotions get the best of us, it can rob us of our energy instead of empowering us of energy. That's the duality of our emotions, Cancer. So right now, if you're watching tarot, you're trying to find out how to be with your person, right? Why your person's over there instead of with you. You're looking to tarot for answers. And you're continuously watching tarot for those answers. Well, Cancer, if you're really wanting to be the person, you have to find a connection with yourself first. Because your person is always going to mirror your connection with you. If you're not connected, you're not going to be connected with your person either. Or connected to anything else either. And you Cancer are all about authenticity, right? In fact, you probably hear that word all the time, authenticity. But what is authentic? What is it? Isn't that just a judgment to begin with? Isn't authenticity just a judgment? And then if it's just a judgment, and you're looking for unconditional love, how do you find unconditional love when you're basing that love on the root of judgment? How can you have unconditional love if you're basing that love on the root of judgment to begin with? Yeah, of course, you're always going to feel a person, right? You're always going to feel your person, right? Your Cancer is all about those feelings, that ooey gooiness of feelings. You kind of value yourself on that, Cancer. You think that since you're so passionate about your feelings that your person should feel the same way about you. In fact, you think everybody should feel this way. And they should. They should be abundant in their emotions. In fact, you're trying to show the world how they can have that. Because you rock in that energy. You're passionate about your emotions, right? That's part of that duality of the candle. You are passionate about your emotions. And you're trying to express your emotions to everybody. Like you're in this tower trying to show everybody how they could be empowered by their emotions, right? The Ace of Cups, you're trying to show other people how they can be empowered with their own emotions. Because the Ace of Cups is all about what? What's the Ace of Cups about? Cancers. You should know this. You're Cancer. Ace of Cups is really about that self-love, the self-unconditional love. And it should be abundant and overflowing. But what I'm seeing is an empty cup, Cancer. Sometimes you can overgive, Cancer, thinking that if you give your emotions to everybody else, that they'll reciprocate it back to you. And a lot of times in your own experience, Cancer, they don't return it. But this just shows you, Cancer, your conditions of your own love. You're putting out all this love, expecting that people will just bring it back to you because you freely give it. But when you freely give something, people don't value it. People just don't. Yes, it is a reflection of them, but it's also the program they operate on. It's also our experience here in this human experience too. So it's up to you to find your balance in how much you give and receive, because there's a balance in everything. So Cancers, you tend to overgive, and then in that overgiving, you're thinking that people will appreciate you more. But in reality, what you experience is people appreciate you less, because you just give yourself out freely. So they'll just take from you. But since you give it out freely, they don't value it. And that's where you're missing the lesson at, Cancer. If you give out your love so freely, people don't value it. They don't have to work for it. People only value things in this experience when they actually have to put effort into it. The more effort they put into something, the more they value it. The more effort somebody has to put into something, the more they value it. Yeah, you value your love because you probably put a lot of effort into that. He doesn't recognize that because you resonate in the energy naturally. But since you naturally resonate in that energy, you put a lot of effort into it. But it's a shadow aspect of yourself that you neglect, Cancer. And the shadow aspect of this is that you think that you can put your love out there and have it returned to you. That's your shadow aspect, Cancer. But what you're learning in your experience, your Cancer, that people don't value like you're trying to show them, it's a complete opposite way. You value yourself first, then people will value you. You value yourself first, then people will value you, Cancer. So you gotta find your balance in that. And it is balance. It is balance. Because there has to be equal flow of give and take in that love, right? Has to be equal flow of it. Can't be one way or the other. Right now, you're putting too much of your love out there, not getting the flow back. And that's why you're depleting your cup right now. That's why the cup is empty. Because no one else is mirroring that back to you. That's your expectation though. That's all based on your ego. And ego just runs on a program. Ego's not even based on love. So ego doesn't know anything about love. It just runs on a program. That program is just made to protect you physically. So then Cancer, how are you going to get the love that you're seeking from others if you can't just force your love on them, expecting that to love you back? You love yourself first, and then you become abundant in that. Then people are going to be drawn towards that because you have something that they don't have. You can't just give it up freely. You actually have to give it to yourself so you resonate in the energy. That's what attracts people towards you, even your person. So start being selfish. That's how it's going to feel to you at first. Until you start feeling good, and you're like, wow, this is what I was actually missing all the time. Was my unconditional love for myself. Thinking that I could give it to everybody else but me. Then I wonder why I'm depleted all the time. Because I give it to everybody else but myself. But if you fill up your cup first, you give out of your abundance, then you're never ever depleting yourself, Cancer. So give your love out of abundance instead of lack. You don't give it out of lack because you're not fulfilling yourself, not being selfish enough. You're leaving yourself out of the equation. So if you really want to attract people and show them what love is, you gotta have it for yourself too. Just don't leave yourself out of the equation. Don't leave yourself out of the equation. If you don't know how to put yourself in the equation, I have the answers for that. I do. Because I just told you have to buy down my cancer, right? And do you feel like I'm lacking? Do you feel like I'm lacking? So if you want to feel abundant with your own emotions, I got the answers for you. I can help get you there, but so it's going to take action on your end, cancer. And it's going to be something that you're going to have to invest in so you can actually start adding value to it. That's how the laws of planet work here. Which is like my first package that's on my distributor box. It's in that special right now. You can even benefit from that too, cancer. But all in all, take action. Start valuing yourself too. Instead of just giving out freely, thinking that people will just reciprocate it. You have to have it for yourself. No one else is going to give it to you but you. Well, I love you a lot, cancer, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.